Good morning, Panthers. I hope you all are having a great week. This week in reading, we're going to continue with our topic of characters and character traits. Last week, we began the story A Fine, Fine School. And today, we're going to do a bubble map. Okay? And a bubble map is used to describe a character. Okay? And we're going to describe their character traits. Okay? Not their physical appearance, what they look like, nothing like that. Their character traits, their actions, their behaviors, the way they act on the inside, okay, their inner feelings and thoughts, okay. And we're going to look at Mr. Keene. And as you remember, Mr. Keene was the principal in the story A Fine, Fine School. I want you to pay close attention as I work through this, because here in a moment, you're going to complete a bubble map for Tilly, okay. So this will be your example. And then in a few moments, you're going to create one for Tilly. But before we get started with Mr. Keene, let's look at our learning target. Our learning target states, I can describe the characters in a story. Again, say it with me. I can describe the characters in a story. Okay? Let's break some of these words apart. Okay, so we have a clearer understanding of what it is that we're doing. Let's look at the word describe. I'm going to highlight that word, describe. What does describe mean? What do you think describe means? Right, it means to tell, okay? To tell, all right? What are we telling? In this situation, we're going to be telling about the actions, thoughts, and words that are used with our character, and our character being Mr. Keene, the school principal. Okay? The next word we're going to look at is characters. Characters is simply the who in a story. So who are we going to look at right now? Mr. Keene. Okay? So let's go ahead and begin. All right? So Mr. Keene, what are some things that would describe Mr. Keene that aren't physical? Okay? One would be caring. He cares about his students. He cares about the teachers. He cares about the school community. He thinks they all are doing a fine job. They're doing a great job. And he lets them know that by reminding them every day that they are fine, fine students or fine, fine teachers in their fine, fine school. Okay? So he is caring. He is also kind. He is a kind person. Again, that is evident in the way that he treats his teachers, the students, and the school community. Okay? Next, we have, well, before I do this next one, let's think about some things. What did he do in the story that the staff, the teachers, and the students really didn't agree on? Right. He wanted to have school all the time. On the weekends, on holidays, during the summer, he wanted to have school because he thought that his students and teachers, being such fine, fine people, that they would, get a lot out of being there all the time. But they didn't necessarily agree with that. But they didn't want to say anything because they cared about his feelings, okay? And they didn't want to hurt his feelings. They didn't want to see him upset. However, one student decided that she would go to the office and confront him about this. And she didn't do it in a bad way or in a bossy way. She was nice about it. That character being Tilly. Okay? So what did Tilly do? Tilly went to Mr. Keene and told him, we don't want to be at school all the time because there are other people that aren't learning. Remember, she couldn't teach her brother to do flips and stuff in the yard and to climb trees. She wasn't there to teach her dog tricks. Okay? So they weren't learning things. So she went and told Mr. Tilley in a kind way what people were thinking about being at school all the time. Okay? And what did Mr. Keene do? Right. He listened to her. Did he argue back? No. He listened to her and he thanked her for sharing and expressing her thoughts. Okay? So with that, I would say that Mr. Keene is a good listener. Okay? Good listener. And if you ever want to go or become a leader, that is a good trait to have. Okay? Is being a good listener. Okay? People will come near respecting you more if you're a good listener and aren't always just telling people what to do. Okay? All right. So, we also know there's a thought that he has. And that thought is that he wants what is best for his school. Okay? So, he wants what is best for school. And he thought that was having school all the time. Come to find out, that wasn't really what was best for everybody. Okay? So, I have one bubble down here empty. And I want you to think about something else about Mr. King that you could put right there, okay? Now, this is your turn, okay? In the next box below, you're going to open it up, open a Google slide up, and you're going to complete a bubble map for Tilly, okay? And remember, we're not describing physical characteristics. I'm not saying she has long hair or she wears glasses, okay? We're thinking about her character traits as a person, her actions, her thoughts, her words that she uses. We're describing how she acts, okay? If you need any help or you have any questions, message me in Power School, shoot me an email. You will need to make a copy when you open this up, okay? So make a copy. Make sure you put your name somewhere on it, okay? If you want to write, like right here where it says Tilly, if you want to put your name under that, that's fine, okay? But somewhere your name needs to be on it. Shoot it to me in an email, and I will be good, okay? Again, any questions, message me in Power School, message me an email, and I'll be glad to answer those as soon as I can. I love you. Have a good day, Panthers.